gets across him. Not the cleanest of contacts, maybe a little bit of his head, a little bit of his shoulder, but he deserves it. You know, he's on the move, he's running. Kolo Touré waits, hesitates, and maybe it just comes off his shoulder, just loops over the keeper, but no more.
Ran into trouble there, Max Gradle. And he's still got possession of the ball, his Tiote. Oh, looking for the run of Traoré, great chance, and it's 2-1 for Ivory Coast. What a remarkable turnaround. Lovely ball from Chik Tiote, and Lassina Traoré, presented with the chance, takes it. It's 2 goals in 2 appearances now in the shirt of the Ivory Coast for Lassina Traoré. Let's see if it was onside. It certainly was. It's a lovely time run, and from nowhere, Ivory Coast lead.
Incredible turnaround. They were not in the game. The keeper's been completely untroubled. Gradle, that one shot from distance, which was, well, barely a shot, you know, and suddenly, from being out of it, not in the game at all, they suddenly lead 2-1. And I suppose that's the only difference between the 2 teams, really. They do have players of real quality. It was a great ball from Tiote.
The referee, with no hesitation, points straight to the spot, and a great chance for Ivory Coast to pull level.
Well, this could well get them back into it from absolutely nowhere. At first look, I thought it was soft. As we look again at the replay, it's good play to start with. There's always that doubt. I'm not sure how much contact is there. He has a little tug there.
No, I think it's harsh.
I think he's gone down far too easy. He feels the first contact, he feels a second contact outside the box, and I think it just takes a tumble more than anything else. I don't think there's an awful lot that Fati could have done that. Once he realised in the box, didn't make the challenge, and Gervinho now, can he equalise?
Well, he certainly can, no mistake from Gervinho. Moves into double figures for international goals for Ivory Coast. But there is no doubt that Egypt will feel hard done to here in more ways than one. They have dominated the opening 38 minutes of this game. Gradle has most certainly bought a penalty for Ivory Coast there. When you look at this replay, okay, there's a tug on the shirt there, the nudge there, but when he actually goes down, there's barely any contact. And no wonder Egypt are furious. But all said and done, a good penalty from Gervinho, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, cool penalty. Waited for the goalkeeper to move.
Kalu's header. 19-match unbeaten run in finals matches. Here's Lulu. Space now for the cross in. A deep delivery is too high for Gervinho, but he's buried it for 3-1. Well, if Traoré got fortunate for the second goal, Gervinho most certainly did that. His second of the game, and Sabri Lamouchi's side increased the lead to 3-1 8 minutes into the second half.
Well, again, a little bit of quality, if you like, from the Ivory Coast. Great little dink ball to the far post, and it's Fati. It just takes his eye off the ball. Gervinho goes for the header, gets underneath it and misses it. Because of that, Hattie takes his eye off it and it hits him. You know, it's unfortunate, but he possibly could have prevented it. It falls very, very kindly at the feet of Gervinho, who smashes the ball, and well, keeper can't do anything from that range, and even the defender on the line, it hits him but ends up in the back of the net. And suddenly now, probably the sort of result that we maybe expected at the beginning of the game, but it's taken a strange performance, and maybe 1 or 2 senior players to come on to really get the Ivory Coast players going. Touch wasn't perfect, and then a little bit of desperation, I think.
And that's easy for Barry, although he's made a bit of a meal of it from Fati's cross.
Just took his eye off it as it comes in. It's a good ball in, you know, that area, edge of the 6-yard box, and I think Barry is possibly thinking it's a routine catch, maybe thinking about he's going to throw it out, and just lost concentration.
Egypt pressing again, Kanawi with the ball in, and it's 3-2. Lovely ball in by Kanawi, and then tucked away by Ghedo, and Egypt are back in the game, approaching the hour. It is Egypt 2, Ivory Coast 3, and the goals keep on flowing.
Fantastic response from Egypt after going 3-1 behind. They haven't dropped their heads, you know, they've come back into the game, they've gone for it. Well, I'm not sure about Lolu at right back at the moment. He looks all over the place. Defensive shape, concentration is not good, but it's Kanawi again you know, putting that ball into the box. We've seen him do that 5 or 6 times so far in this game, and that's a beautiful cross. Doesn't smash the ball across, puts it in with a little bit of pace, but plenty of control, plenty of...
And that is just as well for Egypt, who really almost brought about their own downfall.
Well, I think as the game gets more open, the quality that the Ivory Coast have will really tell. Again, a tight decision, but probably the right one from the linesman on this near side. It was a difficult one for Gabbett. He did incredibly well to go past Boca. He looked up, there was nobody in the box. He went a bit further, there was still nobody in the box, and in the end he just had to hit him mostly. You know,
there's a tug, isn't there?
There's a touch, and I said we talked about it earlier. If there's any sort of contact, you do have the right to go there. Is that enough to give a penalty? Would that be a foul anywhere else on the pitch? Probably not, is the answer in that case.
And he's still got the chance anyway, even though he's falling.
You know, there is going to be contact more than anything else.
Well, he's picked up a yellow card.
I think that was the fact that it hit the goalkeeper. You know, he was offside, or the foul was given. You know, if this goes in the back of the net, the referee probably says OK. The fact that it goes straight at the goalkeeper, it looks a little bit more petulant than it probably was. Well, I think that's what we have seen in the last 5 years.
A West African derby in itself. Well, the flag has stayed down here. There's Lolo. Oh, it's a square ball, and now it is the 4th goal for Ivory Coast, put away by Didier Yakonan, and that has surely wrapped up the victory and kept their 2-year unbeaten run intact heading into the tournament. It is Egypt 2, Ivory Coast 4.
Again, just that little bit of quality. He looks up defensively. Lolo has been poor, but you know, he looks into that space and he rolls a glorious ball. The second 6-yard box, the goalkeeper can't come for it. The defenders are running back towards their own goal, but you know, that extra little bit of pace, you know, it's on a plate for him. He's not going to miss from 8 yards out. It's a good finish, but it's a little bit harsh on the Egyptians. Maybe they're just starting to tire, get their shape's gone a little bit. And hopefully, from their point of view, they don't concede anymore.
7th international goal for the Hanover midfielder. Ivory Coast leading by Ivory Coast. Great play by Gervinho.
I'll tell you what, if Kalou would have scored that, I think he would have tried to say he meant it and it was a step over. It certainly wasn't. It was a swing and miss, and well, that maybe just sums up his game. He did lay on a fantastic ball for the 4th goal, but positionally he hasn't been great.
And it's a yellow card. Hasn't looked himself, in fairness, since coming on, has he, Yaya Toure?
Just overcomplicated it. We haven't seen any surging runs. You know, just lost the ball and just mistimed a tackle.